by our race-winning crew chief, Todd Gordon, and Walt Czarnecki, the vice chairman of Team Penske. Todd, you were in here yesterday with Joey's NASCAR Xfinity Series win. In all honesty, did you expect to be here today?
I thought we had a shot at it, but I don't know that I expected it. We've continued to evolve this program and road course racing in general. I think we put a concerted effort in Sonoma this year and saw the rewards of it, and we dug pretty hard at trying to make sure we had long run speed and showed off today. And I think we had enough speed to push the four into getting out of their fuel strategy.
And Walt, for you, this is the first win for Team Penske here at Watkins Glen. And just talk a little bit about, Joey being able to come away with the win here today over the 4-car.
Yeah, thank you. It means an awful lot to Team Penske. As you've heard, this was Team Penske's first Cup win at the Glen. I believe this is our winningest track in the whole history of our company, going back to the Trans Am and the Can-Am, the Nationwide and the Xfinity and the rest. Great run yesterday. So this is particularly meaningful for us to win here today in this race. And from a personal perspective, I also want to send my personal condolences because I had a close relationship with Michael Argetsinger. His father, Cameron, I met back in the Trans Am days, who built this racetrack and made it what it is. And Michael and I developed a friendship over the last 20 years, and as some of you know, Michael passed away here about a month ago. And so it means a great deal for me personally that we were able to win this race here at the Glen. So for Joey to do it, it's Team Penske. Joey's done a great job, but Todd and the whole Shell Pennzoil crew. I knew from the beginning, I just felt comfortable and confident all day long that we had a real opportunity to win here today.
And Todd, for you, Joey and the team were able to lock themselves into the chase early this year at Daytona, but coming to have the second win at this point in the season, just talk a little bit about how that momentum can help you guys going into the chase here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely felt that we executed well at Daytona to get that first win, and I thought as an organization we've executed well. We had a little speed to find in our race cars and through the first third of the season. Through the last probably 6 weeks, I feel like we've found some more speed. We've figured out where we're lacking a little, and we've had more speed, but we've had a lot of bridesmaid stresses here the last month with both Joey and Brad finishing second at several places. So good to get back to victory lane and build the momentum going forward into the chase because we've only got a few races left.
Right. We'll go ahead and take questions for Todd.
Week at Michigan, with a high drag package. I think it'll be interesting to see how that works out at Michigan. I know we ran at Indy, but Indy's more of a one-group racetrack. See what happens and how the group moves around next week. It's a wild card, but that's cool because it allows the race teams to kind of react to it, and it gives you opportunity. Whenever there's a change, there's an opportunity to have more success and to beat people in the transition to change. So. Looking forward to see what we do next weekend there. As to this Watkins Glen being a chase race, the fuel mileage strategy would be more stressful. I think you'd see a few guys, depending on what segment it's in and where it is. I think you'd see a little more conservativeness, but it may not be a ton of it. If it fell in the first segment, I think you'd see a lot of risk on, especially from guys that have nothing to lose. It's the back half of the chase grid would definitely be risk on to try to find that win and get themselves through. So see where it all falls out if it ever happens.
All right, we'll go to Nate, please.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Todd, following up on that, I don't know if you were aware, but Adam Stevens was having Kyle Busch save fuel in case of a green-white checkered finish. I take it that scenario never even occurred to you or mattered, I guess, because you guys are in the chase.
Well, we're in different positions, and that's something Adam and I mean, Adam was Joey's engineer back when, so there's a good relationship there. Adam and I talked this week about last week. I told him, why'd you run me out of gas? So, if he just didn't push so hard, the two of us could have finished one too. But it's last week I think was a hit to them, and their need is they've got multiple wins. They've been on fire, and their needs to be in the top 30. So when you talk about risk on of winning races and how you run your fuel strategy, theirs was to finish the race, and they ended up finishing second today. And that's I haven't looked at the sheet, but I would assume that put them locked in the top 30 at this point. And everybody has their own goals. So theirs is we execute, we put ourselves in the top 30, we're in the chase. And I think he did that correctly. I knew that they were in that boat. So we're in a different boat, and we could push the piece that I never told Joey to save fuel, because if we save fuel, then the 4, the 20, and the 42 ahead of us could be more aggressive on saving fuel. And if they did, the 4 would have made it. So we were full on. I listened to Rodney. Rodney was telling him when the 22 got to him, he had to push. So we had to get there as quick as we could to make them use up all they could. And fortunately, they were a third of a lap short. The 18 had been in your boat. I think it'd have been an interesting race if the 18's guaranteed in the top. If they're in the top 10 in points, I think it would have been an interesting race. We had strengths and weaknesses today, and I think people had different ones. But it'd be a great race, and that's how situations fall out. But as it was, I think there's a lot of strategy tied up, and there was a lot of suspense, because I was scratching my head wondering how the 4 car got that far, to be honest with you. So they made it almost, and I finished third today. But we did what we had to execution-wise to get back to them, to push them, to make sure that they couldn't save as much fuel as they needed to.
All right, we've now been joined by our race winner, driver of the number 22 Shell Pennzoil for Joey Logano. And Joey, this is your second victory of the season. It's also the first time that we've ever had a driver sweep the NASCAR Xfinity Series race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race here at Watkins Glen. So talk a little bit about, the end of the race, knowing the 4 car could potentially run out of fuel, but really what it means to be able to visit Victory Lane back-to-back 2 days in a row.
Yeah, it's remarkable. I've never swept a weekend before. I've come close a couple times. I've never actually done it, and didn't really think a road course would be the time that we were able to sweep the weekend. But what a special race car I had yesterday! Such a fast race car, and we were able to drive up through the field and just have a really good car. And today, Todd made some great adjustments overnight after we talked about the Xfinity race, and got my Shell Pennzoil Ford even better, which I thought was great. And we kind of worked our way up through the field slowly and methodically throughout the race, and then we kind of kept recycling as the pit sequence kept changing. Eventually, we found ourselves as the lead car on that pit sequence. So Todd did a great job calling this race, obviously, and makes up a lot for last week. Not that he called a bad race last week, but I'm not saying that, Todd. I love you. But I was saying it's nice that it played out this time. Sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to, and it's why we don't really talk about it much during the race. He just he does his thing and I do my thing, and we have 100% faith in each other, no matter what the decision is, and whether I do what I do on the racetrack or what he does on pit road. And our team just executed perfectly today. We may not have had the fastest race car. We had a very good race car. That was capable of running in the top 3, I felt like. But, the execution of the day is what won us this race, and I feel like that's the strong suit of this 22 team right now.
All right, we'll continue to take questions for Todd, Joey, or Walt. If you have one, please raise your hand, state your name and affiliation, and we're going to start up front with Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Congratulations, guys. Joey, on the restart, about halfway through, it looked like you took a real hard hit from McMurray, which basically knocked him out of the race. Was that a cause for concern at all?
To be honest, I didn't even really look at the back of the car after the race, but I don't even know how it happened, what happened in front of me, but I know the 6 checked up. I think the car in front of him checked up.
Yes,
Okay, and I was right on the 6, so I didn't have much further to go before I hit him, which saved my nose. And then I got whaled in the back, and it's just hard to. Yeah, I mean, you can't see nothing. You know, you're going uphill. You can't. All you see is spoiler, and so you're driving blind. Every driver is, and you know, things happen that quick. Is bam, boom, done. You know, it happens that quick, and it's tough, but it didn't really affect my car any. You know, my car drove fine afterwards, and obviously, and you know, was able to keep driving through the field and keep working our plan.
All right, we're going to go to Kyle, and then we're going to come back to the gentleman in the gray shirt. Go ahead, come.
Kyle Magda, Race Chaser Online over here, guys. Joey, last week you fell short there at Pocono, and this week with fuel mileage. How much do you talk with Todd about fuel mileage and just focusing on that each and every week?
We talk about it. I don't think we talk about it a whole bunch. You know, and we were joking on the red flag, and I said, hey, because I get confused on what he's thinking, because I don't really know when I'm just driving the car around in circles, and he's calling the race, and I asked him, I said, hey, do you want to tell me the game plan, or just want me to drive and I'll figure it out later on? And he gave me the yeah. So that means everything without saying anything. I know that. And so the cool thing about the chemistry that Todd and I have, and really this whole 22 team have, is that, you know, we can communicate without even saying anything. You know, we know each other very well, and that just comes from spending a lot of time together and building those relationships up. And you know, I'm saying it's not just between the driver and the crew chief, but it's the whole team. You know, they're a real family. You know, they hang out together away from the racetrack, and I think that shows every week. And you know, they have a lot of fun together. It's not very often you have a team that has a lot of fun. It's also very successful and understands how to work hard. And that's what we got with this 22 team, and really all of Team Penske. The way we all work together and build fast race cars, it's very fun to be a part of.
And you talked yesterday about running the Xfinity Series race just to get more track time. I mean, did you think you'd get a road course victory with all the additional track time you've gotten with other races like at Sonoma and also here at Watkins Glen?
You just gotta keep trying. Eventually, you hope you break through. And you know, I said in here yesterday, I remember the first time I came here, and I was so frustrated because I didn't know how to go fast. You know, a lot of times you can point out an area you're slow and know what you need to go faster, and I was lost. And it just takes a long time to figure out these racetracks and figure out what you need in your car and be able to communicate that. And we put a lot of work into road courses, and in particular Watkins Glen, on trying to build a fast race car and understanding what we got to do. And you know, you know, hard work equals results. You know, we say that all the time at Team Penske. It's a quote that's up in the gym that we read every time we go in there, and it really does. You know, it's something to live by.
All right, go ahead.
Tyler Head from WWNY. You just touched on it. You said the first time you came down here, you were really frustrated just because you had a lot of learning to do. All these years later, to be able to sweep the weekend, how gratifying is that? Very.
You know, not just for being able to sweep the weekend, but really from finishing second a lot lately, and now to see the checkered flag without a car in front of me for once felt really, really good. You know, Team Penske is last 4 races in a row, one of our cars finished second. You know, Brad finished second a couple times, and so did we. And you know, it feels good to break through and not be the bridesmaid anymore, and actually get to have the checkered flag and have some fun. And I think that was a little extra emotion at the end of the race. Good thing this is a long track, because I was going crazy inside the car for about a lap afterwards. So pretty cool.
All right, we're going to go to Bob, and then to the gentleman to my left.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Joey, is it winning a fuel mileage race? I guess, can you compare the feeling of winning a fuel mileage race versus losing one, and just, you know, how
losing sucks a lot more than winning.
Yeah, but I know that. But, I guess, you know, is it? I mean, just how I mean, if you knew you were going to win a fuel mileage race 50% of the time, would it be fun to do? I mean, would it be with all the stress and trying to manage it, or is it frustrating even when you're winning it?
50%?
I'd take winning 50% of the time, anytime. To be honest with you, that'd be a hell of a record to be able to do that. And you know, to win a fuel mileage race, most of the time you have to have a fast car as well. Most of the time, you know, you have to be running up in the top 5. You know, I think Matt was running 5th last week or something like that, maybe even closer to the front when he won. That's not because, you know, he had a fast race car. You know, he didn't really luck into it. It's not like he was running 20th and he won the race. You know, he had a fast car, he won the race. Today we had a top 3 car. We executed the plan, and we won the race. You know, you know, coming down to these things at the end of the race, and you need a caution, or you want it to go green, and you know, whatever engine you're on, you just got to work the plan. And if it doesn't work out, oh well, we swung the bat, you know. And that's really the position that we're in right now. You know, with where we are in points and with a win, you know, we got to swing the bat. What do we got to lose? You know, if we don't make it and we finish 30th, oh well, you know, we tried to win the race, you know, and we're fortunate to be able to race that way right now for the next few weeks. You know, and today is fun to be on the know you have enough gas and be aggressive instead of being how much can you save and you think you saved enough. And I'm not really good when I'm on that end. I really have one speed, and it's just go, and Todd knows that, and it's hard for me to check up. It's really hard for me to check up, and so when you hear that, you know, we're you know right on it with gas, you know, you just say, well, I'm gonna drive this thing hard, and you know, that's kind of where I excel.
All right, I believe you had a question over here to the left, and then we'll come back to Jim Utter.
Steve Evans, Race Chaser Online, for Joey or Todd or both. Another year working together. You guys get the win today at Watkins Glen, only a few weeks away from the chase. Do you guys feel that you're in an even better place as a team than you were last year heading into the chase with a couple of wins now and a sweep at a road course?
I would say if you look at our statistics, it would say yes. We've got more top 5s, more top 10s, more poles. Same number of wins we had at this point last year. The team as a group, as Joey talked about, I think team chemistry and continuity is at a level that we've not been at. We continue to grow that, and we're knocking on the door. We're building momentum at the right time. We've been top 5 contenders every week here lately. Last month, we found some speed in our race cars at the shop. I think as the aero packages have moved, we've been able to react to those very successfully. I think that's a testament to everybody at Team Penske back at the shop that they give us the information that we need to work forward. But I think we're in the right position. Obviously, continuing to find speed and continue to need to find a little more speed. Everybody always needs that. So to where we're at, yeah, I think every year that we stay together, it's great because everybody knows what everybody else is thinking. To Joey's point, he drives a race car, I call the race, and we don't argue about that. It's, you know, it's very clear as to what each of us need to do, and the team does a phenomenal job of everybody executing, and whether that's pit crew, whether that's engineers, whether that's mechanics in the garage. I got the greatest support team behind us, and I look forward to what we can do.
All right, Jim, go ahead.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. This question is for Todd and for Joey. You've already been to Michigan once. You guys finished 5th. You talked about the work that Penske has done in regards to the new aero packages. For each of you, how is your approach different going into next weekend? Has it changed, or is it such a big variable that you really don't know until you get there?
I mean, obviously there's a lot of unknowns, but we just ran a race, you know, a few weeks ago in Indy with it, and I think when there's a rules change, it's a lot of work on the teams for sure. But I also think it's not a bad thing for Team Penske. I think you know, we're able to put together a package pretty quick a lot of times when there's a rules change, and we're able to take advantage of the opportunity that's lying there for us, and and that's just because of hard work and the tools we got and the way we know how to use them. And I'm proud of that. If there is a race, we're going to go there to win. And it's a unique package, obviously, but we got to do what we can to try to rack up some more wins. That's what it's all about.
Just to what happens next week, I think to second his thought, it's an opportunity. See where it takes us and where it goes. But we've had a lot of speed at Michigan. It's our first win as a duo. So we've been good there. We've been competitive for wins. I think actually the spring race was probably one of our weakest, and we understand why. Looking forward to where the new aero package takes us going back there, because I think it plays into our hand. I think we understand a little bit about it, but I think it plays into some of the things that we like in our race cars, Joey and myself, just the Shell Pennzoil team. So I'm excited to get back there and see what happens, because we didn't run too bad at Indy with it. We just didn't quite get there.
All right, we'll take our final question. Okay, we'll take two more. Go ahead in the back, and then we'll finish up.
Jenna Cottrell, WENY. Joey, it's the first sweep here at Watkins Glen International. Your first career sweep. Is it safe to say that you have a new favorite track?
I was sitting here thinking, I was like, as soon as we figured out how to win here, they're going to tear the racetrack apart. That figures. Jeez.
You get to dig it up, too.
I know. Well, at least that's cool. I left some cool marks on it. Hopefully I can take a chunk of the racetrack. We did some donuts on it. But, I always enjoyed coming to road courses, but I was never very, very successful at them before. So, kind of worked out well today. But, I like all the racetracks. I'm not prejudiced. I like them all. They're all, fun in their own way, in different ways. And I just think it's cool that we get to do something different every week. We're going from a road course to a 2-mile racetrack. It's pretty cool that we have a sport that we can race different racetracks and different disciplines, and take something different as a driver and as a team. And something I think I'm very proud of is that this team's won at short tracks like Bristol and mile and a halves like Texas, and super speedways earlier this year in Daytona, and now a road course. That's a well-rounded team, and I'm proud to be a part of that, because not only as a driver does it take a lot of different things, but as a team it takes a completely different attitude every time you go to a different racetrack like that. And it just goes to show what Team Penske is capable of doing.
All right, go ahead.
Dan Fates, WENY Sports. Just talk a little bit about, you talk about how you felt lost here before. What clicked this weekend, and to get 2 victories, what did you make the adjustments to get into victory lane twice?
I mean, it's not like it was one thing and boom, all of a sudden we figured it out. I feel like every time I've come here as a driver, I've gotten a little faster, I've gotten a little bit more competitive, and last few times we've had close to a top 5 car, and we'd run in the top 10. We were borderline there. This week I feel like we made some changes to our cars to really understand what we needed in certain sections of the racetrack, and saw speed because of that. Is there still areas that I look at where we can improve our race car? Oh yeah, we can definitely make our race car a lot better. But and as a driver, can I look at areas that I can become better? Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we were a very good car today, but and if we had clean air, we probably would have stayed up there. If we got the lead, but we can always be faster. You never just sit still and say, "Oh, we're good enough. We figured out how to win, and that's it." There's always areas to improve on and get better at.
All right. For Joey, Todd, and Walt, congratulations again on today's victory, and we appreciate you coming in and visiting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I literally burnt it down. That was pretty cool. Sorry, Walt.
There's another one back at the shop. Don't worry about it.
I got all the good out of it. I didn't need it anymore. Heck with that car. Still burning in victory lane.